Do you know how to spot a microaggression as opposed to constructive criticism? They're two different things, but they feel very similar. Welcome to the Unveiled Soul. My name is Scott, and today I want to really share with you some thoughts on the difference between constructive criticism and a microaggression. I want to stop first by thanking my friend David for this idea for this video, because I think it's a wonderful thing that we all really need to understand, because microaggressions are a form of abuse. That is emotional abuse. It's manipulative. It's something that is usually not intended to be good. And you can feel it in your body. You can feel it in the way your body processes what this person is saying to you. And I want you to really, really think about this while we talk about this. Have you ever walked away from a conversation really feeling small? Feeling like you've been belittled? You're questioning yourself. You're questioning what you said, what you did, because of something someone said to you. And they usually try to say things like, I'm just trying to help. You're being too sensitive. Okay, this is a form of manipulation. Okay, let's talk about that. Today, we're talking about something subtle, and it is a microaggression. It is something that's really not fun, and it's something that can really kind of mess up your day, mess up your cycle of your mind. Keep in mind that constructive criticism is something that can help us grow, and microaggressions can be something that erodes our confidence and really takes away our sparkle. You know, this could be a friendship, this could be a relationship, it could be a work relationship, it could be a manager at work, it could be a coworker, it could be your husband, your wife, your spouse, whatever that is. Anybody is capable or has the potential to use microaggression. So let's talk about the definition between different things. Constructive criticism is rooted in care. It's something that you do because you want to help someone. You want to see them succeed. And that's usually if I'm giving constructive criticism, either A, it's someone who has asked for it, or someone that I know well enough that I can share that kind of information with. Random people who walk up to you and start giving you constructive criticism, or what they call constructive criticism, can very quickly become microaggression. Microaggressions don't leave clarity. They leave confusion. It's confusing when someone walks away after giving you their 2 cents, and you're just like, what the hell just happened here? That's a sign. That's a clear sign that wasn't what you needed. Okay, it's your body and your mind and your heart telling you, that wasn't so great. And one of the things, too, that we have to keep in mind is that over a period of time, and this can happen to the most solid of people, after you've been chipped away at for so long by these microaggressions, it really can disconnect us from our truth. Abusive relationships, abusive friendships, they can really disconnect us from who we are and who we really need to be. Always remember, your body knows the difference. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, it's not right. It's that simple. If it makes you feel wrong, then it's wrong. It's that simple. One thing to keep in mind is that constructive criticism can sting a little bit, but that's your ego. That's our ego receiving that constructive criticism. I had a friend years ago who would get mad at me for stopping them from saying things to me. It's like, that doesn't apply. I'm not done talking to you yet. I'm trying to help you. Why won't you take my help? Were the actual words. And that person will never realize that what they're doing is not healthy because they haven't done the healing themselves. Okay? So now if you catch yourself doing these things, it's okay to say, you know what, I'm sorry. Let me just back off and go regroup. I will come back to you at another time. Okay. If you feel the need to shrink or to over-explain yourself because of someone else's words, or to abandon your own heart space, then that's not right. That's not what you're looking for. That's not what's healthy for any of us. Okay. So remember, boundaries are good things. And the only people who are going to be angry about our boundaries are the people who stood to gain the most from us not having any boundaries at all. Okay. And that's something to keep in mind. When you're trying to spot someone who really is guilty of using these microaggressions, then it's usually someone who's going to make you feel really small, someone who's going to make you feel afraid to speak, someone who's going to make you feel less than. These are people who are projecting their unhealed selves. Keep that in mind. So one of the things that we have to do when we're dealing with these individuals, because there's plenty of them out there, is making sure that you always remember who you are. Your truth. Not their truth, not someone else's truth, not the truth that your mom and dad told you was your truth growing up. What is your truth? How do we find out what that is? How do we find our truth? Well, the first step is always figuring out what doesn't serve us anymore. People, places, and things, nouns. People, places, and things that no longer serve you. Those are things that don't belong. And this includes people who use microaggressions, guilt, trying to tell you how you feel because they're uncomfortable. This is all part of this, okay? You are allowed to look at this person and say, I don't see how your words are actively supporting me right now. You're allowed to say that. That's not rude. I grew up in Alabama, in the South, in the 80s and 90s, and I was taught that, especially with your elders, that if you actually say something like, well, yeah, thank you, I appreciate that, but that doesn't really apply to me, that was considered rude. Well, now at this point in my life, after living in Indiana for the last 24 years, I can actually say, oh no, I'm good, thanks, and walk away. I'm okay with that. And we've been taught by culture that anyone older than us can just walk up and just say whatever they want to say. I had my labret pierced many years ago, and I had a woman sit in my chair and look at me and say, take it out. Take it out now. Hand it to me. Take it out. Why? Who are you to look at someone you barely know and say, you shouldn't do that anymore? Don't do that. Do this. That's a microaggression. The friend in question from earlier, every time I turned around, take that picture down. I don't like it. Don't do that. Don't wear that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Shave your face. Grow out your beard. These are microaggressions. These are unhealed people trying to project what they think is right onto other people simply because they can't heal themselves. Okay? And now if this triggers you and you're like, that's not who I am. What if that's a signal? What if that's your nervous system saying, oh man, he's talking about you? That means that it's not, I'm not trying to insult you. It's simply the fact that maybe we need to do some healing. And trust me, I have plenty of healing that I need to be working on. My new partner and I are working on a lot of healing together. But the first few weeks, probably the first month, was really difficult because the way our nervous systems work is a little different, but very similar, if that makes sense. So sometimes you just have to feel things out and figure out where you are and what you have to deal with. Another question that you can ask of someone's criticism is, does this diminish my worth? And if it does, then it's not good for you. It's not healthy. And that includes family, friends, your parents. I mean, just because someone is a relative doesn't mean they're your family. Just because someone is a relative does not mean they're family. I am much closer to my chosen family that lives around me, my village, my circle. And as my boyfriend said it the other day, my city. I don't even have a village. I have a city of people that love and support me. And it's wonderful. And it's great. So make sure that you are surrounding yourself by people or with people who lift you up and make you feel more worthy. People who drag you down don't deserve your time and energy. And I know that's hard for some of us because I spent pretty much my entire life making sure that everyone around me was happy and at my own detriment. And that's not okay. People pleasing is not a good thing. It's not healthy. It can create a lot of stress within the body, the mind, the spirit. And yes, the spirit is very important because we are spirits living a human experience. So if my spirit is off, then something's off. One of my favorite movies that also tend to be plays, the main character said, if you don't have peace in your home, something's wrong and something needs to be changed because you're only going to have peace in two places, baby. In the grave and in your house. And if you don't have peace in your house, fix it. You are allowed to choose who and what you carry forward into your next chapter, into new opportunities. That's your decision to make. And if someone is making microaggressions and they're making you uncomfortable, then by all means, it's time to let that person go. Or at least put a little distance between you and that person. You are the hirer. You are the HR department in your own life. Hire and fire accordingly. And that's okay. It's okay to say, you know what? This person doesn't love me the way I deserve to be loved. And it's just a friendship. It's just an acquaintanceship. That's not okay. Let it go. Be empowered. Empower yourself. People who are more self-empowered tend to not deal with this as much. I said tend, because people who feel like you're weak enough or that they can stand over you and give you these words of advice, they're going to come for you. But if you can show them that you are self-empowered, then they kind of tend to fall away really quick. You're not here to be someone's punching bag. None of us are. We're not here to take on other people's unhealed projections. That is not our lot in life. If you are surrounded by people like that, then you've kind of allowed that. And that's the other thing that we have to do is take accountability for the things that are happening in our lives and for the people that we've allowed in our lives. I love telling this story. I walked into a beautiful metaphysical store at 25th and Central years ago to see a beautiful woman known affectionately as Big Mama. God rest her. And I walked in, I had a rough day, and she said, "Baby, what's wrong?" And I said, "Big Mama, people are making me crazy." And she simply looked at me while she was shelling her peas and said, "Baby, why you letting them?" It was the most profound thing anyone has ever said to me. Why are you letting them? We make it our goal in life to find battles. One of my favorite speakers said, the perfect advice for the perfect life is simple. Put down the damn sword. And I'm quoting Mel Robbins because she is amazing. But put down the sword. Some of us tend to get up in the morning looking for a battle, looking for someone to argue with, or if someone looks at me sideways today, I'm going to let them have it. Why? What's the point? What do you stand to gain? Looking for people to argue with, holding grudges, all these different things. I read this not too long ago, and it said, it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. You are responsible for your own joy. You are responsible for your own happiness. So am I. Always trust what resonates with your spirit. If you walk into a room, if you sit down at a table for a blind date and within the first 5 seconds something feels off, get up and leave. Scott, that's rude. No, it's not. It's self-care. It's self-preservation. It's not rude. I think that we've allowed society to teach us that standing up for ourselves is rude. It's not. Stop allowing that fear of being judged to keep you from taking care of yourself. One of my friends who I love and adore, she will tell you really quick, nope, not into this, and she'll just walk away. And that's one of the things I love about her. I can call her if I'm having a rough day or if my social battery's a little low and say, hey, girl, I can't do it today. And she's okay because she gets it. If you call and cancel with someone and you're like, hey, I'm not feeling well today, and they give you grief for it, That shouldn't resonate well with you, if that makes sense. And remember, you don't need outside verification or qualification of any kind, because you are enough in and of yourself. You are enough. One of those cliche things of, if you could go back and talk to your 15-year-old self, what would you say? You are enough by yourself. You do not need other people to justify who you are and make you feel good every day. The only person you need to make you feel loved, happy, and joyful and enough is yourself. Shirley Ralph said, I don't care if people love you, hate you, or respect you, because all you have to do is love and respect yourself. And she's right. Love and respect you. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you'd like to hear more of my content, if you'd like to see a little bit more from the Unveiled Soul, please like and follow, share this content. I'll see you soon.